Hello everybody, we're very glad to welcome you here on our channel, Bonanza Media. If you don't know us, this is Max van der Werf. He's a Dutch journalist and the best researcher of MH17 case. That's, I'm sure about that. Oh, oops. Can you, yeah.
And, next to me is Yana and director of a couple of documentaries about MH17, and about half a year ago I had her product with her together. We have been making a documentary, MH17 Call for Justice, and now we are ready for a follow-up. We'll explain why we invited you for this live stream, why we're holding this live stream. So, what is this?
Sorry, it's our first try,
it's
so don't judge us too hard. Yeah, we also thought it would be a good idea for you to see us live, ask us questions after we make our small announcement. So, Max, we start with...
What is the reason for the live stream? The main reason is that we have obtained new information that's relevant for the MH17 case.
We've been thinking we've obtained it some time ago. There's a lot of information which needs to be verified and checked, but very interesting. We've been thinking for some time what to do with this information, and we both decided that we want to proceed with it and do more thorough research and make another trip to Donbass for that.
Yeah, and we have to make absolutely sure that the information we do have is verified properly, that we check everything, and to make sure that we are not fed with false information. It looks very promising and we're going to share it anyway, but we would like to do some more background checks first, and this costs money, and that's why we announced the live stream. We're not going to give the information today, but we're going to explain that we explain where we need the money to get this information properly verified.
Also, we're not gonna keep you waiting for like half a year before we give information, because this time we decided to do it a bit differently, to be more prompt, to do it faster and sooner. We're not gonna make a whole documentary. We're gonna split it up in separate episodes, because there's so many episodes we have in mind. Well, for one thing, we haven't done enough research last time we went to Donbass, for the time reasons mostly, and money reasons also. So we still have some left business to do there.
Yeah, we have still leads to follow up, things to check, people to talk to.
But now that we have this really interesting and important new information, we have even more things to do on the ground. So yeah, we're asking you. You supported us last time. Thanks to you, like 1/3 of the money for the documentary. It was the donations. Yeah, we had 70 people.
More than that. So 70% our own money, and 70 people who donated to us. So we're very grateful. And to talk a little bit about the documentary we made, it had an enormous impact. More than 250,000 views already, and still counting. And there were some main takeaways from the documentary. We were able to prove scientifically, with a forensic report of a Malaysian audio specialist, that the Ukrainian Secret Service has manufactured fake audio and falsified the phone taps while the wreckage of MH17 was still burning. This is a very important piece of proof, of evidence, and it is undisputed.
Yeah. It's been 6 months. Nobody was able to...
There's some propagandists on Twitter who tried to frame us as truthers, who said, oh, we're going to debunk this, and oh, you're such a bunch of liars. And no, this forensic report, 143-page report, it's uncontested, undisputed. There's nobody, no expert has come forward who explained this and this in the report is not correct. So this is the main takeaway from the documentary. We proved that Ukraine, we showed expert witness, who showed that Ukrainian radars were functioning, also the military radars. We already knew it for 5 years. There's so many witnesses in Donbass who saw fighter jets the day MH17 was shot down.
Yeah.
We have more clues that the official JIT version is simply not correct and not the way things really happened. I cannot emphasize this enough.
But we want to make sure that we still, we are in the same position. We are not saying, we are not excluding the possibility that Russia had something to do with it, one way or another. We are not saying we know exactly what happened, but we think that with new information that we have, we're really getting closer to understanding.
It only makes what we have now, it only makes the official version even less likely.
Yeah.
And it's good you mentioned it, Yana, because it's really sickening that I'm used to, for more than 5 years, to be called a Kremlin troll, a propagandist, a useful idiot, a Putin fanboy, etc. The only interest we have is to find the truth. And it's very sickening to be framed as a propagandist and as a liar and as a truther. Instead, I'm doubting what happened. I'm looking at the evidence. But others, they are sure what happened. They are the ones who say, oh, it's 100% sure that Russia did it. So by framing us, these are the Putin people, and they try to explain that Russia is not guilty, this is not the case. This is MH17, it's an open dossier, and it has not been decided what exactly happened. So again, yes, it's absolutely possible Russia shot down the plane and Russia is guilty. So I'm not denying this possibility at all. So I really want to emphasize this.
Yeah, but again, we have so much information that kind of hints us in the same direction that we've been working already, that that the official investigation is really flawed. And the picture that they're painting are quite different from the reality of the crash, of the tragedy that happened in July 2014. So again, we would really appreciate if you would support our efforts, our new research and investigation. Unfortunately, we are truly independent. We don't have any more money, personal money left to spend, on another big project like we did 6 months ago. So we would really appreciate if you supported us. The donation options you can find in the description box below. There are 3 different variants how you can support us. The more you support us, the faster you support us, the faster we'll be able to go to Donbass and bring you the news, what we've been able to verify, confirm, or maybe vice versa, find out that it was not a true information. Which is not very likely. I mean, this information, it seems very trust.
It looks very trustworthy. It looks very genuine.
Yeah.
I read in the comments, by the way, that there's a microphone problem with my microphone. My microphone is low. If you have specific question to us, you can...
you can ask us the questions.
And in the meantime, maybe we can shortly discuss the shoot down of the Ukrainian plane recently in Iran, which is another tragedy. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you read about this a few days ago?
Well, I know a lot of people try to connect this to MH17, but I would say it is related. It is related in the sense that the airspace was not closed.
Yeah.
That's the primary reason why it happened again. We again lost so many people for the same reason. So it's been 5 years and we haven't learned anything. The civil aviation has not become safer for people.
Yeah, that's a very big disappointment. People.
That is a very big disappointment.
MH17 said maybe one of the things that something good can come out of it is that the international community will learn and a tragedy like this will not happen again, and that the airspaces will be closed in war zones. And exactly this didn't happen, and the same.
And then it happens again.
I think the rest, this case in Iran was quite clear cut. After 3 days, it was already clear that Iran could not deny that it was shot down by them. It seems that there was already a Ukrainian team at the crash site. They were allowed to go to the crash site, and they already had proof on the first day, within 24 hours, that the plane was hit by a missile. So that's one very big difference. There's many more differences between these two cases than
they're very different. Yeah.
So in Ukraine, the wreckage was there for 4 months before it was collected. Ukraine, responsible for the airspace and for the crash site, did not allow the Malaysians to go there.
So, exactly. There were so many delays.
Be very careful. Put MH17 and PS752 on one pile and say these are two similar cases. These the Iranians, they are crooks, but they admit it. And the Russians, they are bigger crooks because after 5 years they still do not admit. So this is the kind of logic you see from Western commentators, which I think is very unfair.
Me and Max, we don't like speculating, but the one thing I can say is that I think MH17 case is really much more complicated than it looks and seems to many. So that is why it's taken also us so much time. I know you're all waiting, for us to tell you that we know 100% what happened. But in this case, it is a very complicated case.
Too many open ends, and there's just still too much information that is not published. It will depend. Maybe in the court case in March, we'll get a lot of new information. I really hope so, that the joint investigation team has a lot of information that they will share with the public and will show in the court. I'm a little bit skeptical. From what I have seen in the last 5 years, information that is public, we have checked everything, and it's just not convincing evidence. We have explained it also in our documentary. We explained what are the cavities in the JIT way of reasoning. We have shown that one country in the joint investigation team, Ukraine, is a corrupt country that has falsified evidence. I mean, it's quite shocking. And I'm also quite shocked that this is not news in the media. It was discussed in Malaysia on TV, it was in Russia and other countries in the world, but not in the West, not in the Netherlands where I come from. We lost 193 people, but when there's proof of wrongdoings of Ukraine, then all of a sudden there is no interest in this. It's only when Russia can be blamed for some
comments, questions, anything that...
There is some question. The lawyer that went underground, Mr. Van der Groen, that you wanted to interview, if you had any news from him, did he surface? Did you have any contact with him? That's one question.
Okay. No, we didn't have any contact. The last time we tried to reach him was when Max called him. But there was no... We wrote emails.
Not Mr. Sinke, but the lawyer itself.
Oh, the lawyer itself. Yeah, no, we didn't have contact with him.
No. What else? So now my sound is good, thank you. One comment, Wilbert van der Hengel, Iran did not shoot down the plane on purpose. So about MH17, again this is speculation. If Russia shot down the plane, or the rebels with help of Russia, how could they deliberately shoot down a civilian plane? What would they benefit from it? I don't understand, maybe somebody can educate me.
They're asking if we think it was done on purpose?
You could interpret the question like that. So you think MH17 was done on purpose?
No.
How do we know? We don't know this.
Well, yeah, we don't know that 100%.
So it's only speculation. And sometimes we do speculate because if there is a lack of transparency, it is fair to speculate, but we should not, the lack of information should not be turned into something that, oh, any claim is valid. It's not, it doesn't work like that. Remy van Dongen, information isn't published since raw satellite data isn't human viewable. not so easy. It needs to be programmed, a lot of work, day and night. I don't know how to comment. Probably Remy knows more about the subject than me.
Yeah, so I want to say once again that we're really anxious to go and continue our investigation. And we would really appreciate if you will support us in this.
Well, David is pushing. Can you give a hint about the new information? Can we give any hint? We can't. We can, but we won't.
No, I mean, of course we can, but I don't think it's the right timing. We will. I mean, if we'll be able in a really short amount of time to get the money we need for the travel, we'll make this travel to Donbass as soon as possible, and we will not keep you waiting for long. The one thing we verify, we make a report about it, you know, and we put it online. So it's not like we're trying to, like give us money and then maybe in a year you will see a new documentary. No.
Well, in connection to this, Rolf on Twitter asked a very specific question. Is this new information about PETN? That's a kind of specific explosive that's used, and if we found proof that some residues would indicate it was not from a Buk missile, Rolf, I have to disappoint you. That's not one of the issues that we have gotten information about.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. So, but I could say to David, this is not what we will publish.
But the sooner we collect the money needed, the sooner we go, and the sooner you will all know what new information we have. We really.
I hope we haven't disappointed you the first time with our documentary. We are very confident, but we're also professionals. So please support us, and we will deliver. And well, if you're disappointed later on, I personally give you the money back.
That's one of the things why I told Max I would have never teamed up with anybody else for this topic, because I really respect the way he treats information. I trust his judgment. Yeah, so it is our decision. We are very accurate with what we bring to you. So, yeah.
What do we think about the SBU whistleblower?
The one that made a video?
Yeah, who says it's a false flag. Also, Helma asked, what about all the false flag like OPCW? Is this the same? What about arrest in Ukraine? So maybe we touched the topic false flag, because personally, Mr. Higgins from Bellingcat, hello Elliot, I hope you're watching. He says, I don't deal with idiots like Max. He made a tweet of it a long time ago before he blocked me. Oh no, he blocked me and then he made a tweet. I don't deal with idiots like Max who still think MH17 was a false flag. You know, that's why I so disrespect Bellingcat so much, that he thinks it's necessary to discredit a person with a completely false claim, with a total lie.
No, but you know why he's doing that.
I would never do it. So instead of having a serious discussion about the validity of the information about MH17 that is public, he resorts to name calling.
No, I don't think he's capable of serious discussion, Max. That's
I'm sorry to bring up the name Bellingcat, but it's like he always knows exactly what happened. Same like he knows that Assad troops threw cylinders from a helicopter and that people were gassed. I don't follow the subject, I'm not an expert at all, but others say you cannot be so sure that this is what happened. And then this one case with Duma, where Bellingcat's stories are falling apart, but they have been so influential and there is no serious debate, there's not many professional journalists question their fundamental claims. And we do it, and for that we don't get a discussion about facts and about validity of arguments, but we get name calling and we get blocks and we are called truthers. So it's exactly the other way around.
That's how they roll, Max. Let's not spend much more time, you know,
so
like
about MH17 false flag.
Okay, so what about it?
Was it a false flag, yes or no, or maybe not?
You know, I tend to never exclude anything unless I'm 100% sure it is this way or not this way. So I've watched that video by Vasily Prozorov. It made me doubt that's how it was, because maybe the way the information was presented, I'm not sure about how genuine this information is, because for me it is a little bit presented in this propaganda style.
Yeah, it's like connecting the dots.
Connecting the dots, yeah, but very, you know, very superficial. Like it's not very deep. It's not very convincing for me.
It's good you say it, because it's just, if you don't know, it's very hard to say I don't know, because people expect from you. People who know me personally say you spend thousands of hours on MH17 dossier and still
how can you not know? I know.
What kind of idiot are you? It's just sometimes it's very hard to admit that you don't know, and others say, yeah, we know, we have all the facts, we are sure, and if you deny it, you're a truther, you're all these kinds of names. So I'd rather be on the safe side, on the careful side, and
exactly.
I look at how convincing each piece of evidence is.
Da.
So,
yep.
Do you have any contact with Patrick Lancaster? No, I don't.
Okay, me neither, no.
Okay. I think
so once again, for those who joined us, we're about to wind up. I think, we've made our announcement. This is our first, but hopefully not last, live stream. So you can get ready more questions for the next one, and we'll be able to answer more questions and probably have new information if we'll be able to continue our investigation with your support and your help. You can find the donation options in the description link below this video. And thank you for watching us, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting us. I think we're all doing a very important work, and it's a collective work. And
we maybe, as an indication, give some sort of time frame when is the first time we will publish some of the information. It's probably a few weeks.
No, but it depends. If we get, if we in this week, like this coming week, if we have gathered money for the trip, we go. We don't wait. We go straight to Donbass. We already producing it, like we're preparing, you know, our schedule, like where we want to go, what to do, and everything. The only thing we're lacking now is finances. So once we have them.
Yeah, sorry, we have to keep emphasizing the money. We're not government sponsored.
Sorry.
We're not an NGO that gets money from the Nederlandse Postcode Loterij or from the National Endowment of Democracy, run by the CIA as a front shop. So we are independent journalists. Yana quit her job at RT, and
it's been a long time ago already. I don't even remember.
But this is the truth, and I look straight into the camera. This is the truth. This is the fact. I'm not paid for my work. Jana's not paid for her work. So we do this pro bono because we believe in this dossier. We spent so much time on it, and we want to know the truth. And if we find information that is making it more likely Russia is responsible, we will publish it without any hesitation as well. So if anybody who has any information that is important for this case, send it to us. Not only money, but also information, please.
Yeah, that's also a good point. Yeah. That would be, we're welcome any kind of information, but of course like serious, so that we don't have to, you know, spend so much time and then...
If it's on the internet already, if it's already published, then we will not have missed it. So don't send us old links.
Yes,
maybe
please, only...
Not. Yeah. If you have insider information, if you know witnesses, if you know whistleblowers who might be willing to talk, that's what we're interested in.
That would be great, yeah.
So what about you?
So going back to this trip to Donbass, we probably go for what, like 10 days? We need 10 days, then we're back with at least 3 scoops. So I mean the time frame, you were saying about time frame, I think if we have money...
Yeah, maybe last question. Are you going to post a new Kickstarter? No, we're not.
Oh, that's a good question.
Again.
That's a good question.
No, there's the donation possibilities options here right on this page on YouTube under the video. If you have any questions, you can also mail us. You find us on Twitter, anywhere. We're not hard to find. Jana Jelashova, Max van der Werf with double F on Twitter. Bonanza Media is on Twitter. So no Kickstarter because we paid a lot of commission to Kickstarter. It was many people said we don't have a credit card, we cannot send money to you. So I had to give them the private bank account of a friend of mine who donated very big money, because a lot of people sent money to him, and he in one batch sent it to us, which, well, also led to some speculations about how we get funded. Anyway, no Kickstarter.
But also they take like percent for their services and then percent for transfer the money.
We lost a lot of money.
Yeah, and
the total cost was like 7%. I mean, that was ridiculous.
But also one of the reasons, like we were also nervous about, because it says like we set 3 weeks for collecting money. You cannot get your money faster, and then you have to have at least the sum that you indicate. So, for example, it was like $20,000.
If you raised 19,000, then there's
you get nothing.
So that was really, we were quite nervous. But anyway.
And for us now, we can start with, you know, as small as like $3,000, and then, you know, money keep coming, and we do other stuff like editing and everything. So
it's all clear. I think we need to wrap it up for now.
Sure.
And you can share this link with anybody else. You can watch it later. It will be on our YouTube channel. You can also write comments with criticism. I mean, we want to learn.
Oh yeah, this is our first
live
try.
Stream, I was a bit nervous before.
Me too.
So let us know how it went. What can we do better? What did you like? And hopefully you send money to us, and we'll see you soon again.
Yeah, with new, interesting and important information. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.